Do Christians really have to tithe? We're exploring 10 important points, and this is number 9. The New Testament model is need-based generosity. So when you read the scriptures correctly, you will see that Jesus centers everything on love. Jesus doesn't give a new giving law, he just reframes the entire law about love. What is the greatest commandment? Matthew chapter 22, 35 to 40 says, "And one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question to test him. 'Teacher, which is the greatest commandment of the law?' And he said to him, 'You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the great and first commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself.' On these two commandments depend all the law and the prophets. Therefore, giving is no longer about meeting percentages. It is about expressing love from the inside out. We see that love has become the new ethical standard. There are many other places where Jesus talks about love. For example, love your enemies. Matthew 5:44. It says, "But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." There's also the golden rule, Matthew 7:12. "So whatever you wish that others would do to you, do also to them, for this is the law and the prophets." There's also forgiving without limit. How much can you forgive someone? Matthew 18:21-22. Then Peter came up and said to him, "Lord, how often will my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? As many as 7 times? Jesus said to him, "I do not say to you 7 times, but 77 times. Now, in these statements from Jesus, notice the pattern. There's no limits. There are no percentages, no measurable minimums, and love is open-ended and relational. So your giving should be proportional to this love. The early church gave based on need. No one lacked. In Acts chapter 4, we see how people sold everything, their possessions, and they brought the money at the apostles' feet. And the money was given to those who were in need, and no one really had need, no one lacked. The goal was no one lacks, and distribution was done or made according to the need, not according to the law. And all this was done according to one's ability. Sacrificial giving, for example, as we saw in the earlier video, in 2 Corinthians chapter 8, where the church were willing to give freely to those who were in need. Now, what did giving actually support in the early church? Number one, it supported the poor. The early church has concern for church members who were poor, who were in need, so they ran to their rescue. Number two, it supported ministry and mission. Since the apostles traveled a lot, they needed support from the people who hosted them, so they fed them and supported them in their journeys. So the governing principle is to give willingly and cheerfully to be able to support the needs of others. And this is my conclusion on this point. Under the new covenant, giving is no longer regulated by a fixed percentage like tithing. And Jesus established love as the fulfillment of the law, and the early church practiced generosity based on need. Believers gave willingly according to their ability to meet the real needs of the others. So new covenant generosity is not about meeting percentages, but is all about expressing love. Thank you so much for watching. We have one more to go, the last one. See you there. Bye-bye.